What up? It's your boy Wall Street, and I'm back. Happy Easter to everybody that is celebrating the holiday today. Hope you are having a wonderful holiday with your loved ones, friends and family, all that. And I hope you're having some of those delicious Cadbury chocolate eggs, because those things slap. But let's get into the video. So today, doing another season recap for the 24-25 season. And today, starting to talk about teams that were in the play-in but did not qualify for the playoffs. First of which on the list is the Sacramento Kings. And this team, I have a lot of questions about. Just a lot of questions, because this team is quite literally the definition of a mediocre basketball team. But their players are not mediocre, right? I'm a big fan of Domantas Sabonis. I honestly think he should be in MVP talks every single season with how just amazing of a player he is and how he continues to improve. DeMar DeRozan, I'm a big fan of. He's kind of nearing the end of his career, but I'm still a big fan. He's one of the best scorers in NBA history. From mid-range specifically, he's not the best three-point shooter, but the guy can get to the rim and shoot the mid-range like no one else in this league. So big props to DeMar. And Zach LaVine, I'm also a big fan of. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of Zach LaVine. They, think he's overpaid and this and that, he's overrated, but I still think he's a solid player, and I think he made sense for this team when they traded for him. So let's get into it, though. The team this season went 40-42, win percentage of 48.8%. And they were 20-21 at home. They were 20-21 on the road. Identical records for home and away. So, the point differential, though, they averaged 115.7 points per game this season, and their opponents averaged 115.3. So a point differential of 0.4 in their favor. It's just, there wasn't a lot. You would have thought with a team that has this many talented players, they would have done a little better, but, the Western Conference is fairly tough. If they're in the East, maybe they would have qualified for the playoffs. Who knows? But some questions I have for this team are revolving around their players. So a player that I feel like regressed this season, but it wasn't really like a true regression. It wasn't like he was horrible, but I thought we were going to see a bigger jump from Keegan Murray, who has been an amazing player for them. Was the fourth pick in the draft a couple years back, I want to say in 2022. Was the fourth pick in the draft. And he had like a 47-point game, I think. At one point, I thought it was 50 points, but I think it's 47 points was his career high, and he made like 12 threes. Yeah, 47 points career high, made like 12 threes. I think he became like the youngest player ever to make that many threes in a game. And it was looking like this dude's going to be an all-star type of player. And I still think he has a lot of potential. It's not like it's just over. He's 24 years old. He's going to be 25 by the time next season comes around. Turns 25 in August. His brother, Chris Murray, is on the Portland Trail Blazers. They're twins, another set of NBA twins. And, DeMar DeRozan has had some very, high remarks about Keegan Murray. He says, he doesn't even think he has a ceiling. That's how much potential he has. And a lot of people have said Keegan Murray could be like the next Klay Thompson, right? And if you guys remember, Klay Thompson, back in his heyday, was an elite defender. Keegan Murray is a very good defender. I don't know if he's an elite defender yet, but he's a very good defender. He's typically guarding, the opposing team's best players. So he can do it on both ends. So if he can continue to put up points and get to, call it 20 points per game and still be a lockdown defender, he's going to be a tough player to go against, regardless of, what team you're playing. So I'm hoping that he comes back next season with some vengeance and really tries to, put some grit into it and, have a career year, right? Because that's really what they need. He's, going to be on his team option of his rookie year, first year of the team option, second year of team option next season. So he'll be a restricted free agent at the end of 2026 in that off-season period, summer of 26. You got Zach LaVine under contract until 26-27, in which he has a player option for $48 million. He's 30 years old right now, so I would imagine when he's 32, he might take that, unless, he's still performing very well and he can get a contract that's paying him that and some for, a few more years after that point. So that's a toss-up. He might take it, he might not. Domantas, my boy Domantas Sabonis, is under contract until the 2028 season. So he'll be an unrestricted free agent in the summer of 28. Last year of his deal, he's getting paid $49.9 million, and I think he deserves every penny because he does it all. Does it all, man. DeMar DeRozan under contract until the summer of 27. Malik Monk has a player option in the summer of 28. For the 27-28 season, so he'll be a free agent in the summer of 28 or in the summer of 27 if he decides not to take the player option. They traded for Jonas Valanciunas. Love my boy JV, who was on the Wizards to start the season. Traded for Jonas Valanciunas mid-season. I think he was a great addition to the team. And their rookie, Devin Carter, he didn't really do a ton this season, but I think he just, he was injured kind of to start, and hopefully next season he has a lot more to contribute. His dad, Anthony Carter, played in the NBA for a long time, so typically guys that are drafted and have that NBA pedigree have a better chance than other guys that don't have that pedigree. So I think he can definitely make some noise. It's just going to take a little while. 23-year-old rookie. So they also got Doug McDermott. It's going to be a free agent this offseason. Jay Crowder, free agent this offseason. Markelle Fultz, free agent this offseason. They picked up Jake LaRavia when I believe it was in that De'Aaron Fox trade. So he has a team option for next season. I would imagine he's going to be on the roster next season. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about De'Aaron Fox, because that was obviously a big move, how they moved on from De'Aaron Fox. The thing that I'm wondering, though, is are they going to continue to move players? Right, because obviously this season did not turn out how it was supposed to. The Kings made the playoffs for the first time in like 18 years, I think. What was it? I don't think it was last season. I think the season before. So I'm not really sure what their plan is here and what they're trying to do. But obviously I think you could get a lot for Domantas Sabonis. It seems like they're trying to win now because they have DeMar DeRozan. They signed him in the offseason. They traded for Zach LaVine. So I don't really know what they're trying to do, right? They just brought in a new GM. They let Monte McNair go. They brought in Scott Perry, who has 20-plus years of NBA experience. He also has some coaching experience, I believe, back at the college level for like the University of Michigan and I think Eastern Kentucky. So he's got a lot of experience. I'm wondering what he's going to try and come in and make his initiative from day one. Like, does he want to pursue moving forward with this team as it stands, or does he want to try and do some other stuff? Obviously, if he's wanting to move forward with how they have it right now, probably going to need to sign some additional free agents to just kind of pull this team together. Mike Brown, the head coach, was let go during the season. They have Doug Christie coaching now. I don't know if they made him full-time head coach. Maybe they did, but if he's not, I would expect that to happen. He's a Sacramento King former player, played in the NBA for a long time, and he was a tenacious defender in his own right. So I like his coaching style. I think he's a good coach for this team, and I think having a full season of him being the head coach, hopefully next season will do wonders for them, but we'll see what happens. The West is just extremely competitive. So to have a team that has this much talent, like I said, with Zach LaVine, Domantas Sabonis, and Keegan Murray, DeMar DeRozan, you have a lot of talent here, and they're still just not able to get it done. And sure, you can chalk some of it up to injuries. You can chalk some of it up to, having a big trade midseason with De'Aaron Fox. We don't really know what's going on, right? So I think they should give it one more shot, see what happens. If it does not work out, maybe at the deadline of next season, you start making some moves and preparing. But they're not going to have their draft pick this season. That draft pick is probably going to go to Atlanta. The pick is protected but I think they fall right outside of the protection range. I think it's protected 1 through 12. And they're currently slated to pick 13th in the NBA draft. So obviously when you're that far back in the lottery, you're one of like the last couple of teams into the lottery, it's very unlikely that you're going to jump up. But hey, anything can happen. So who knows? If you're a Kings fan, you know, rub that lucky rabbit's foot, eat your lucky charms, do all that, and maybe it'll happen for you. But right now it's projected to be outside of that at the 13th spot, and that pick's going to go to Atlanta, which is good for Atlanta because Atlanta's pick is going to the Spurs. So at least Atlanta's getting a pick back. And, you know, I don't really know what else to say about this team, man. I mean, I think the West is just really tough, and they got to figure something out. If it's not working with the current team, I think you got to move Sabonis, you got to move DeMar DeRozan, you got to move Zach LaVine, and, you know, let Keegan Murray take over. Let him be the guy and start drafting some young players in the draft. Because that's all you can really do at this point, right? Like, not a lot of free agents are like begging to come to Sacramento. And, you know, that's just how you got to play it. I mean, there's plenty of teams in the NBA like that. You know, like, think about Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City has like probably the best GM in NBA history, though, in Sam Presti. So, you know, it's hard to match that. And, you know, Sam Presti, I think someone told me the other day that Sam Presti has picked 4 MVPs in the NBA draft, which is insane. Absolutely just insane. I don't know if it was 4. They might have been mixing up. They thought like Shea got picked. You know, I have no idea. But Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. I don't know who the 4th was, but it's just hard to be that good at being a GM. It's like Sam Presti is one of a kind. It's one of a kind. But, you know, you got to start somewhere. And if you got to pick guys in the draft, you got to pick guys in the draft. But the worst thing you can be in the NBA is mediocre. So you don't want to keep running it back with this team that is aging. You know, Sabonis, I think, is the youngest one out of that, you know, 3-star core at 28. But, you know, once he hits past 30, you know, DeMar DeRozan is going to be a lot older. Zach LaVine's going to be a lot older. Those guys are going to run out of their contract. So either they're going to walk because they're not getting what they need in Sacramento and they're not winning, and then you get nothing, or you trade them and you get something back and you know, start the process of a rebuild. So, you know, they made a good run. You know, they made the playoffs. They stopped their playoff drought, you know, with the Sabonis team and De'Aaron Fox, and I think maybe it's just time to try something new. Maybe it's just time to try something new. So that's all I really got about the Kings, guys. You know, it's just, you can't be a mediocre team in the NBA anymore. It's just not sustainable. It's not good, and you don't accomplish anything, really. So if you're a Kings fan, let me know what you think in the comments. I want to know your thoughts. And that's all I got, guys. Like I said at the beginning, hope you're enjoying Easter if you're celebrating. If not, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Watch some more playoff basketball. I'm going to have a video coming out soon about, you know, my thoughts on the playoffs so far. Playoffs have been mad exciting. So I'm going to check you guys later, man. Stay safe, stay up, stay humble, stay blessed. Handle business, stand on business. Peace out.